Hello everyone, and welcome to another episode of Pandemic Cooking. Today I'm going to teach you how to make my favorite dessert and probably one of the best things I know how to make, tiramisu. Also pronounced tiramisu if you like to be wrong. Okay, so the the first thing that I'm going to do is just to tell you about all the ingredients we have. So this is actually a very simple recipe. What you're going to need is sugar, heavy cream, egg yolks, mascarpone, cheese, lady fingers, and then you're going to need a little bit of coffee and powdered cocoa, and I'll show you those later, okay? Check the down there part for the recipe because I'll be posting a link for it so you can get all of the ingredient measurements. So the first thing we're going to do is we're going to get our double boiler ready. We have a pot with water, and there's a few inches of water in here, and I'm going to put a bowl over it. Now the key for this is you got to make sure the bowl does not touch the water. The point is that you want to slowly cook the egg yolks with the sugar, and if you do it too quickly, if you do it over direct heat, you're probably just going to cook the egg yolks too much. This is one of the few things that I actually do in a double boiler. I don't really do anything else in a double boiler. So the bowl is going to go over here. I have 3 egg yolks that are going to go in. Okay, the bowl is not quite warm yet because I just put it on top. And then I've got 3/4 of a cup of sugar, and then that is going to get mixed together. Okay? And it's going to get mixed together. It's going to look lumpy. It's going to look weird. It's not going to look like anything until it actually cooks a little bit. Okay? So I want to show you what it looks like when it's been mixed enough, and then as you are cooking this, you have to make sure to keep mixing it, okay? You can't just let it sit because what's going to happen is the eggs are just going to scramble in the bottom, and you got to make sure that none of the egg sticks to the sides too much because then that egg is just going to scramble as well. And this can take up to 10 minutes, okay? So what we're going to do is we're going to take a little break, and when we come back, I'm going to show you what this looks like when it's done. Okay, welcome back. So as you'll be able to see here, the egg yolks and the sugar have cooked, and they've been whipped to a really beautiful, thick, bright consistency, okay? I've just been doing this with a wooden spoon, but you can do it with a whisk if you'd like, and this is going to be perfect. You want them to be able to stay up for the most part and just gently drip down. Okay, then the next thing that I did was I whipped cream until I got stiff peaks for the cream. Want to make sure that you don't whip it too much, otherwise you're just going to turn it into butter. You can use canned whipped cream too if you'd like, okay? So the next thing that I'm going to do is I'm going to take my egg yolks and I'm going to mix it with the mascarpone cheese. Okay, so mascarpone cheese is similar to cream cheese, right? It's similar in texture, it's kind of similar in flavor, but it's sweeter, and it's the only thing I know to really use it for is for tiramisu. Sarah or Adele, can you think of anything else you would use mascarpone for?
Maybe an ice cream? Yeah.
Oh yeah, you can make an ice cream with it for sure. And like
tiramisu, basically.
Yeah, that's the only thing I've ever really used it for. You could probably use it in place of, oh, you know what would be good? If you made it like an icing out of it and put it on cinnamon buns, I think would be pretty good. I think that would be delish. So, I'm going to mix this and I'm going to whip it really good, okay? You really want to whip it a fair amount with this wooden spoon here. You want to get just a little bit of air into there. You want to make... Sorry?
How do you want to whip it?
Really well.
Real good? Real good?
Real good. Oh, like the song. So we whip it real good. Okay, and it's nice and smooth. There's no lumps of mascarpone anywhere in there. Okay. Then the next step is to fold in the whipping cream. Now, key word here, fold. You're not just going to stir it in. You're not going to put it in to a mixer. At this point, you have to be fairly gentle with it. This is going to be the filling for your tiramisu, okay? So what I'm going to do is I'm just going to scrape the whipped cream into here, gently, right? I'm not doing it from up here. Just scrape it in. Okay, and you want to make sure you get every little last bit of that whipped cream in there. This is going to make your filling really light, really airy, really fluffy, and the fat from the heavy cream, what it does is it actually allows the everything else to coat your tongue, and you actually get the correct flavor that you're supposed to get out of this. So you see I'm scraping and folding like this, okay? Real gentle. I might not even do it until everything is a uniform color because I really don't want to compress the air out of this whipped cream, okay? So just scrape, cut in half, scrape, fold. Be sure you're getting from the bottom, okay? This is making a really beautiful, light, airy, fluffy, gorgeous, gorgeous filling for your tiramisu. And there we go. So, as you can see, it is almost a uniform color. There's a couple streaks of whipped cream in there, but I really don't want to overfold it. And this is going to be just the most beautiful filling you can possibly imagine for your tiramisu. So next, this is another key aspect to making this dish that I've discovered over the years of making it. You need to get some ladyfingers, okay? These are cookies that don't taste very good by themselves, okay? Sarah, have you ever eaten a ladyfinger?
Yeah, not great.
Not great. Real dry.
Dry.
Like, I would compare them to communion wafers if I'd ever have one, but I've never had one. So I'm just going by what I've heard. So what I do for this recipe is I just buy one package of these ladyfingers. Come on. It's stuck. Help. There we go. I buy one package of these ladyfingers, and you can get these at Save-On. You can get them at Superstore. Like I actually got the last package at Save-On this morning, thank goodness. So in a traditional tiramisu, the coffee flavor comes from like espresso that's been brushed on these, or they get dipped all the way into the espresso, into the coffee. And what I find is that it adds a lot of delicious coffee flavor, but it also makes a tiramisu really soggy, okay? And that's what I hear when I tell students that we're making tiramisu. They're like, "Ooh, I hate it because I hate how soggy it is. It's really gross, right?" Nuh-uh, none of that with mine, because I'm a big texture person, and I figured out the way of making this so that it's not soggy. So what I've got here in this bowl is I've got some real strong coffee. Now listen, when I drink coffee, I like my spoon to stand up in it and then dissolve. Okay, that's how strong I like my coffee. This is stronger than that. So I would not enjoy drinking this. I'll probably drink the leftover just because I have problems, but I don't enjoy drinking this coffee, okay? That's how strong it is. Now, Sarah, I would love it if you could actually pan down into here, because I don't know if the other camera is going to catch it. This ladyfinger is going to be dipped halfway down into it. I'm going to dip it this way, and it's just going to come half up the ladyfinger, okay? So in, and then up like this, okay? What happens when you do that is that your ladyfingers do not get too soggy, but because this coffee is so strong that it's still going to get that coffee flavor, but you're not going to end up with a super, like, I don't want to use the word moist, but
you just
super.
did. There's been so many times when I'm like, that's the word I want to use, but I shouldn't.
Especially after the whole speak moistly.
Moistly.
Don't speak. So this gives you a dessert with texture, okay? Especially since tiramisu is best if it sits overnight. You really don't want to end up with something. See how I broke that and there's a little bit of crunch? That's like perfect. You really don't want something that's going to sit overnight and then just get real gummy. Let's see, can I put one in there? Ooh, I can shove that in, and then I can do another little half boy. Right in there. Perfect. Can I fit them in this way? Yeah, I can.
Perfect.
Look at that. So it's half the package, did one layer. Excellent. Next, we take our beautiful, glorious filling. And we're going to gently spoon some on here. Okay? Very gently. And you don't need a ton of filling. Okay? You definitely want it to be able to cover everything, but if you see some of the lady fingers in the middle, that's fine. It's certainly not the end of the world, but this filling is the most delicious thing you'll ever eat. So, you want enough that you're going to taste it. Like, I could actually eat this filling by the spoonful. And right now, no one could stop me. Not in the pandemic. I don't even think anyone could judge me. Would you judge me, Sarah?
I wouldn't judge you.
You wouldn't judge me. Thank you. All right, perfect. And then the next thing I'm going to do is just do another layer. And at this point in the video, I'm going to fast forward. So you're going to see this happen in superhuman speed. Zip, zip, zip. Zip, zip, zip.
Voices.
Chipmunk voices. Because I figured out how to do the fast forwarding with the Italian meatballs video.
Oh.
Yeah. Because when I was like making the meatballs, I didn't want to have to sit there and figure out things to say for the whole time. So I was like, nah, we'll just...
Well, in the videos, in Adele's videos, she likes to talk the whole time, and sometimes I have to fast forward her. And we just start talking about nothing that, like, the kids, like, it's just, you know.
Background noise.
Over here tagging you in memes.
Oh, thanks.
Me or Sarah?
Sarah.
What? Tag me in memes. Tag me in memes?
You're not gonna get them.
Our memes are mostly about shopping
Yeah, I
and...
love getting cute little morning texts like your order has been shipped.
And you don't spend money, and we have a problem.
I bought something online the other day.
What'd you buy?
Stop.
I can't remember. Okay, so what happened next is Ms. N's phone didn't record the rest of the video. I think it's because it was an iPhone. But all you do is you layer the lady fingers and the filling as you see here until you get the top layer of just the filling, and then you're going to dust it with some cocoa powder on top, just like you see in the picture. You're going to cover that with plastic wrap. You're going to let it sit in the fridge for at least a few hours, or ideally overnight. You want to eat it the next day. It's going to taste a lot better. You can eat it 2 days later, but I wouldn't eat it any more than that because it might start getting a little soggy, even though we only partially dipped the ladyfingers. So if you like this video, please like and subscribe. Let us know what other videos you want, and check out the down there part for the recipe. Thanks so much for watching.